Shabbat Shalom, Temple Sinai. This Shabbat would begin the story of the 10 plagues. But to get to that moment, there is this back and forth between God and Moses that's fascinating. Moses says, I'm not worthy. I can't do this. And God says, yes, you can. They'll believe you. They'll listen to you. And Moses says, no, I'm going to go to the Israelites. And in fact, I went to the Israelites and they didn't listen to me. They didn't believe me. God says, go, you'll be fine. Moses says, but I have a speaking impediment. And we don't quite know what that speaking impediment is. Some have believed that it actually was a speech impediment. Some believe that he just didn't speak Hebrew because after all, he was raised in the Pharaoh's home. But we don't know for sure. We do know that God reassures Moses, which is this fascinating turn. Can you imagine God giving us reassurances? And so the question that I always have, and the question that comes to me now is, how does God reassure us in the world in which we live today? Do we look for God's reassurances? Maybe in the natural world, in the beauty and the order of the world, there are reassurances coming from something higher. Maybe there's a way to see something differently. Now, the plagues are a difficult time and we work through all of that. But this interaction between humanity and God, that's something that we still wrestle even today. And so I think one of the beauties of this is to look for those words of reassurance, to look for those moments where God says, I'm with you. And God says, you're not going to be alone. I think we need those moments in life. And particularly times like this where things are going sideways in all sorts of different directions, we need those words of encouragement and comfort. I hope you'll join us at Shabbat services Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Services will be here. Saturday morning, of course, Torah study at 8:30 and services at 9:15. Sunday, we do not have next door. It's Martin Luther King Day weekend, and so I hope you'll go off and do something to help society. Go do something to bring more rights and more equality and more freedom to other people. That can be involving yourself in a volunteer effort, getting involved in the political world. There are lots of things to do, but our tradition and our American history calls us to act this weekend. And so I hope you'll join me in doing just that. Monday, the office will be closed for Martin Luther King Day, but the rest of the week, we're up and running with all the usual activities and classes, and I look forward to being a part of all of that with you. And I look forward to sharing God's comfort and God's reassurances with you. And together, we can craft the world that King dreamed of, the world that our grandchildren deserve. Shabbat Shalom for now. Look forward to seeing you at the temple.